Okay, so before we jump in and show this in Aeries, I want to give a quick kind of overview of what we're going to do in Aeries. So in Aeries, we have categories and assignments in our gradebook. In standard-based grading, we tend to think of units we're going to teach, and inside those units we may have standards. And so we're just going to kind of make a mapping between these two ideas. So to start that process, for semester one, we started with two traditional grade categories called portfolio and labs, and then we have in this grade book 4 units we were going to teach in semester 1, and there's 0 graphing and math models, 1 motion, 2 forces, 3 momentum. You'll see there's this odd category called not part of grade that has a weight of 0%, and that was how we moved older assignments to that were no longer going to count towards one of the units. We put them as a not part of grade, so we didn't lose them. They were still in the grade book, but they were no longer contributing. As is typical in a grade book, that all the categories have to add up to 100%, and we'll kind of show how that progresses as we move through the semester. So as we scroll down, so we're going to set up our gradebook. We'll do that in the next video. As we look at how this kind of looks to a student, so initially you're going to be putting in assignments, and each assignment is going to be assigned to a category just as normal. And again, your scoring, you can use kind of a standard-based grading scoring of a 1 to 5 or a 0 to 5 scale, or you can use a traditional, any type of scoring you want to use. And so you use your gradebook just as normal. You're just going to think of the assignments are more of typically tagged with a standard, and then the category shows which unit they're assigned to. And so if we scroll down, again, we see to a student at the very bottom of their grade report, they're going to see this printout of kind of how their grade is compiled based on the different categories or units. So if we go down and look at an actual student's gradebook in Aeries. Let's see, I want to go down a little further here. Okay, so here's a student after they've kind of progressed through a little more of the semester. So we see we have 23 assignments are in there. Each assignment is typically tagged with a standard from the unit they're in. Each assignment is given to a category, and then we see their kind of all their traditional grades. This view's not great for standard-based grading, but if you look at the bottom down here, this is where I think it kind of makes the most sense to a student or teacher view. So at the bottom then in Aeries, you get kind of a view of in each one of these categories or units how the student is performing. And so you can see this student in portfolio and labs. These are our traditional categories, which just mean every assignment counts. They're doing well. And then you have in the units we've done, you can see their overall score for that unit. And in the units, they can see how they don't need standard by going back to the grade book. And then again, we use that not part of grade to kind of shuffle off old assessments, go into that not part of the grade. And so this score of an F over here has 0%, so it doesn't affect the total grade. So this is how we implement standard-based grading. You can have access to this document, and then in the next video I'll show actually setting up the grade book to make these categories and putting in a few assignments. And that's it.